one big takeaway I can give you is to stop looking back. This is not the time to give up. This is the time to hold on strong. Our future should be greater than our past. So this means we're elevating to higher levels. And with that, at times, comes a bit of a struggle. Frederick Douglass once said, "Without struggle, there is no progress." Good morning to you, good day to you, good evening to you. Whatever time of day that you are watching this, I wish you the absolute best. My name is Freed. Welcome to The Art of Being Freed. This is a show that focuses on growth, mindset, development for creators and creatives. Today, we are going to talk about 3 things to consider before you quit. The first thing that you want to do is to be grateful. Consider and take inventory of everything that you have that you can be grateful for. No matter what, there is always something that you could be grateful for. Don't let little moments turn into mountains. It could be something that someone said, or maybe you feel like you're not catching any breaks. If you lean into what's not working and you stay there, it's very likely that you're going to stay in that space of what isn't working. Instead, I'm going to challenge you to focus on what's going good in your life, all the good that's happened or is happening or what can happen. Focus on best possible outcomes. If you're off in any way, give yourself a day to just reset your momentum. I've seen it happen. I've participated in the shift. All it takes is one positive thing to shift the entire trajectory of your journey in a great way. You just need to be intentional about it. The second thing that you want to consider if you feel like you want to quit is to make sure that you're not comparing. It's not always about comparing yourself to other people. You can also get caught up in comparing where you are versus what your expectations were up to a certain point. People of ambition, they tend to have these big, audacious goals, and that's really good. Sometimes it's tough to get to them as quick as we'd like, but that doesn't mean that we aren't on our way. If you aren't where you want to be, it typically goes back to refining your habits and really focusing on the process and the action of what it will take to get to your goals. You really want to get in this habit of comparing where you are today versus where you were yesterday. That is how you get closer to where you want to be versus comparing yourself to where you are today versus where you thought you would be, because you're not respecting the process when you get to that point. At that point, you're looking more at the outcome and you're getting wrapped up in something that hasn't happened yet. And that's where anxiety begins to set in, because you're focused on the future versus focusing on the process and where you should be putting your energy into, which is the action that it takes to get to where you need to be. There are always going to be peaks and valleys, but you can fight through it. Just stay active. Don't give yourself too much time to look at what's not working, because again, it's really easy to just lean into what's not working and live there. Also, avoid looking too deep into the past, because that could be contributing to what you're comparing yourself to. Take a moment to reflect on yesterday and ensure that you're better today than you were yesterday. And if not, figure out what you need to do tomorrow to be better than you were today. What's done is done, and it's all about what's next. So if you're finding value from this video, please share it. It can be tough when you believe that you're doing everything in your power to be better, but you keep running into these roadblocks. There are always going to be mountains that you need to overcome. And with each mountain that's scaled, there's a bigger mountain to overcome after that. But check it. Don't focus on the mountain. Focus on the strength that you're gaining from overcoming the mountain, the person that you're becoming by slaying each dragon in your life. You got this. You've come so far, and you didn't make it this far just to make it this far. The third thing to consider, and probably the most important of each, consider the fact that you are a leader. There are people who are counting on you, people who look up to you. They admire your strength, your courage, your persistence, your determination. They've seen how far you've come, and they're inspired by your work and your diligence, to your craft, to your commitment to bettering yourself and those around you. Like, they believe in you. People believe in you, possibly at times more than you believe in yourself. You can walk into a room and set the tone. You're a leader. To quit would be a bummer to others who look at you for guidance and direction. Even if they don't outwardly come up and say, hey, I look up to you, there are people who are watching you. They're watching your consistency. They're watching your effort. watching you put it all out there. You even have a small group of supporters who make it be known, but maybe you get too caught up in comparing and you don't feel like it's enough. You don't believe it's enough. Listen, you only need to impact one person to make a difference. It's going to ultimately start with you though. Place all of your value into making yourself strong and holding yourself accountable, not necessarily to your goals, but into what it will take to achieve those goals. That's how you differentiate yourself. Focus on what it takes to get there. Essentially, you hold yourself accountable and you demand integrity from yourself. Your people are counting on you. It's easy to do nothing, and most people do what's easy, but you're not most people. You always go for the extraordinary, so I will encourage you to continue to do so. Avoid quitting, avoid giving up. On the other side of this fear, on the other side of what's difficult, that's your growth. That's the person that you're becoming. And this growth will enhance and increase your legacy and leave a blueprint for others to follow. Don't give up. Don't quit, okay? It's easy to say, hey, I don't want to do this, but that's not going to get you anywhere because the time is going to go by either way. So you really want to just focus on the action, focus on the activity, stay active, stay in it. Sometimes it's the grind, and it's not about waking up at 3 a.m. and doing all this crazy stuff before 8 o'clock. That's a part of it, but you have to build the habits to get to that point. Don't just have a goal, have an action plan. Focus on the action. Don't get caught up too much in the outcome, because the outcome is going to stall your development. It's going to stall your action because you're too focused on what's going to happen if I don't get this. You really want to be caught up in the action, okay? Shakespeare once wrote, I will lose myself in activity lest I wither in despair. So get to work, stay active, avoid being in despair. This video is sponsored by Call Center TV. You can find merch, you can find games, and all types of cool stuff on there. We're going to keep developing the store. If you like this page, you want to support us, that's one of the best ways you can support us right now. Follow us on Instagram at Freed Podcast. We're posting daily clips on growth mindset development. Stay tuned after this video to watch a link for season 1 of The Art of Being Freed. Until next week, I appreciate you coming through. This is your boy Freed with The Art of Being Freed. Peace.